Call Alex Donnelly to the podium to do our welcoming speech. Alex Donnelly.
Good evening, and welcome to this year's annual Montverde Academy Middle School Honors Program. Tonight, we are here to recognize the students that have worked hard during this academic year. Our founding father, John Adams, once said, "There are two types of education. One teaches you how to make a living, and the other teaches you how to live." A basic example of learning how to make a living could be acing some tests that you worked so hard to prepare for. And learning how to live could be the organizations that we take part in that help improve our community, such as student government, National Junior Honor Society, and the Builders Club. It is important to embrace all of the hard work that we have done over the past year, and that is why we're here today. Have a great night and enjoy the ceremony.
At this time, I would like to call Ms. Ghana to the podium. She is going to do our opening prayer. Harley Ghana.
Please bow your heads. Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, I thank you for allowing us all to come here and celebrate the achievements we have all strived for. I hope you will be with us next year as we start again in middle school or as freshmen in high school. Thank you for allowing us to go to a school where the bar is set high enough to challenge us, yet not be an impossible goal. Thank you for letting us go to a school that helps us gain knowledge, a good character, and a sense of community. Please watch over us as we take the finals, and please bless the 8th graders and help them merge well in high school. Finally, I pray you will bless Mrs. Soares, Mrs. Ortiz, and Mrs. Johnson as they leave the school community who will miss them dearly. In your name we pray, amen.
At this time, I would like to call on Michael Megler to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and face our flag. Michael. I would like to thank Bailey Bates and Katie Shore. They were our greeters at the door. Hopefully all of you have a program. It goes from Roman numeral number 1, which was Alex's welcoming speech, all the way down to Roman numeral number 39, which is the gathering in our dining hall after the program this evening. At this time, I would like to turn the program over to Sarah Peretz, Alex Prosto, and the National Junior Honor Society.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. At this point, I'd like you to please stand and give a round of applause to our candidates and our returning members as they enter the room. Thank you. Please be seated. Welcome to the Montverde Academy Middle School National Junior Honor Society induction. We are pleased to announce that 20 students are sitting here on this stage. They have been selected for membership, and tonight they will be recognized for their excellence and become members of this chapter.
This year was the 7th year for the NJHS at Montverde Academy Middle School. We've worked on several projects during this year, and we had a blast doing them. We traveled to the Second Harvest Food Bank in Orlando, and we packaged over 5,000 pounds worth of food to help get sent off to people who don't have enough to eat on a regular basis. We collected materials for Operation Christmas Child, where we packaged over 50 boxes to send toys and gifts to children all over the world, and we had so much left over that we didn't have enough boxes to fill, so we just had to send them extra stuff to send also. We volunteered our time to help with different classroom subjects and to help tutor students in the middle school. We also baked cookies and brownies and took them over to the local fire department and post office to give to people who were volunteering and helping the community. We supported the school and held fun events and races at Carnival Day, which we all had a good time doing, and it was a lot of fun this year. Thank you.
I'd like to say a special thank you to Alex Prosco for leading the NJHS so supremely while I was out on maternity leave. So thank you very much. Thank you. Tonight, we celebrate these accomplishments as we induct new members who will help us achieve even greater heights. The membership of the Montverde Academy Middle School chapter of the National Junior Honor Society has been earned by the effective demonstration of 5 qualities held in high esteem by the society. Our officers will now review these qualities for the candidates and our audience. And as they review the qualities, they will then light the candle that represents each quality on our table over there. President Melissa Mankiewicz.
Scholarship. Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind.
Vice President Ann Lee.
Service. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or without recognition is a quality we seek in our membership.
Our Secretary and Treasurer, Hannah Futo.
Leadership. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to attain the same objectives.
Our parliamentarian, John J.T. Hancock.
Citizenship. Good citizenship requires that we remain strong and vigilant in protecting the freedoms and rights that have been granted to us and in preventing injustice from entering our lives.
And our historian, Katie Young.
Character is achieved, not received. It is the product of constant action, striving daily to make the right choices.
We're now going to ask our candidates for membership to please rise and repeat the pledge with us. Please repeat after me. I pledge myself, to uphold the high purposes of the National Junior Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, citizenship, and character. Thank you very much. Please give them a hand. You may be seated. At this point in time, I will call each member to receive their membership pin and membership ID and to sign the National Junior Honor Society official registry. We do have 20 members, so I ask that you hold your applause to the end. We'll have an opportunity for a group picture with all of them, and we can make sure that everyone gets acknowledged. Our first new member is Andrea Alvarez. Our second member is Emily Begovich. Next is Michael Megler. And finally, Maya Rafai. These are our new 8th grade members of the National Junior Honor Society. You can give them a hand. For our 7th grade members, Thanusha Atani, they adapt quickly. Serenity Benalla, Celine Boucher, Kira English, Monica Kodka, Joshua Maurer, Skylar Rosine, Spencer Springstead, Jennifer Teasley, and finally Taylor Teasley. These are the 7th grade members of our National Junior Honor Society. Our 6th grade members begin with Adeline Anthony, Bailey Bates, Annabella Boardman, Hunter Hopman, Madison Moy, and finally, Day Shaw. These are the 6th grade members of our National Junior Honor Society. Please give all of our new members a big round of applause. At this point in time, we are going to have our members pose for a group picture. They're going to pose first for our official picture, and then any parents that would like to stand and take a picture, feel free to do that. Just give them about 10 seconds to get their official picture in. Okay. And you're looking right at Mrs. Village. Okay, parents, feel free to take pictures. Thank you so much. Please give them one last round of applause as they exit the stage.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to announce the Theater Enrichment Awards. And the two ladies that these are going to succeeded not only in the enrichment, but also in competition, both at the district and at the state levels. So if Erin Lafferty and Mary Nerag could please come forward. We also inducted 6 new members into the International Thespian Society this year. And the International Thespian Society is an honor society as well as a performance society. We also have done some community service, such as a food drive where we got 150 pounds of food during Halloween time while other kids were trick-or-treating. So I would like to call forward the inductees to get their induction pins. Mackenzie Nalos, Juliet Lockheed, Jasmine Bader, Harley Ghana, Elizabeth Moy, and Courtney Scott.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to call my students who were awarded in my classes, Old Spanish in the Zumba class, in the enrichment, in the Spanish national exam. For 6th grade, Day Shaw. For 7th grade, Maria Angela Rodriguez. For 8th grade, Paris Bastian. For Spanish 1, Emily Begovic. And my 2 Zumba will be Celine Boucher and Maddie Salinas. For the National Spanish exam, there's a big list. This year we did extremely well, so I'm very, very excited with all my students. For the gold certificate for 7th graders, Kiara English, Lauren Buttendorf, Taylor Teasley, and they all had between 95% and 97 percentile in the nation. For silver certificates, Katie Shore, Olivia Young, Molly Rodriguez, bilingual silver, Catherine Gavizzani, Celine Boucher, and Natalie Carter. These were between the 85th percentile to 94. The bronze, Skylar Rosine, Serenity Bonella, Alikia Tanti, Addison Atkins, Ryder Valaket, Ashley English, Monica Katka, Crystal Thompson, Reese Arabit, Justin Cintron, Santiago Barco, Joshua Maurer, Justin Chang, Spencer Springstead, Maddie Salinas, Ria Ruparella, Jennifer Teasley, Daniela Boylan, Ethan Crosby, Tanusha Atanti, and Mit Patel. For the honorable mention, Crystal Thompson, Justin Cintron, wait, sorry, I'm still doing, yeah, hold on. Where did we stop? Oh, I did that already, okay. For the gold certificate for the Spanish 1, Christina Avelo, Emily Begovic, Harley Ghana, Nita Himani, and Erin Lafferty. Silver certificates, 8th grade Spanish 1, Hershita Sumerguya, Maya Rafai, Alex Donnelly, Andrea Alvarez. Bronze certificate, Chloe Peoples, Mass Friedrich, and Cooper Rosario. For honorable mention, outside experience, Natalia Rodriguez. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Brandon Bengal, Director of Instrumental Music here at Montverde Academy. Music education is pretty important. They've done so many studies, and every single study says that you put an instrument in a kid's hand, they do better in school, they do better socially, they have higher SAT scores, they get into better colleges. They're starting to do studies now that say students who play a music instrument throughout their lives live longer. Here at Montverde, you're very lucky to give your child that opportunity, and I hope you will. They built a big old building with your money, and I want to fill it with students and instruments. If you could help me do that, that would be fantastic. Thank you. I get one applause. I am able to teach both band and orchestra, and I chose 2 students who I thought did really well this year. They were always ready and prepared, and they did all those things that music does for you. Jack Storin and Sammy Namula.
Hello, my name's Kyle Clapper. I teach the 20th century U.S. history. I had the pleasure this year to teaching the 8th graders, and this year's award in U.S. history goes to Christina Avello.
I had the pleasure this past year of teaching Sudoku enrichment. I truly believe if you get involved in Sudoku, it will raise your academic average in your subjects. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for hooking me up on Sudoku. And I certainly understand the instrument aspect as well. I had 2 students in the middle school that were actually better at Sudoku than Mr. Del Molino. Both students are in higher level math. One of the 8th graders is actually taken Algebra 2, and the other one is taken Geometry Honors. Now, is there a correlation between doing well in Sudoku and scoring extremely high in math? My answer is definitely yes. The 2 recipients, I would like Dorothy Fang to come forward, please, and Jenna Kim. Dorothy, congratulations. You did an excellent job. Excellent. Very good. Jenna, congratulations. Excellent job. Fantastic. We have one young man at the middle school that for the last 3 years, every time we had the geography bee, he won it, he won it, and he won it 3 years in a row. He took a written test by the National Geographic Society, and each year he qualified to go to the state competition. He did extremely well. Michael Megler. Congratulations. We're very proud of all your accomplishments. That is for you. That is for you. Thank you. Okay.
Good evening. I'm Jordan Foley. I teach Writing 7 and Writing 8 here at the middle school. And for Writing 7, well, first of all, both of these students, excellent students, worked hard the entire time. I chose them mainly because they challenged me as a teacher at times in a very positive way, very good way, but they're very smart. For Writing 7, Lauren Budendorf. And for Writing 8, Emily Begovich.
For Literature 1, the teacher was Stephanie Foley, and her recipient is Anderson Narajo.
Anderson. For Integrated Science 1, the instructor is Wes Fracker, and the recipient is Anderson Naranjo.
I didn't want to make him walk all the way back. This year in music, we switched up the class a little bit and are doing a world drumming class where we use ethnic drums and xylophones and all kinds of fun instruments. And the two students that I chose for the award were always willing to play whatever weird thing I asked them to play. Always came in with a good attitude. Anderson is one, and Sammy Namula is the other.
For 3 years, I have taught more than a handful of this 8th grade class over a span of 7 years. Parents, with you, I have watched them grow from children to young adults sitting right here, who sit before me. It has been a privilege and an honor, and I hope that I get to see some of you again if you choose to take my classes in the upper school. The recipient of the 8th grade English award goes to a student who really had to work hard to achieve the high grade that he has. When he first arrived at Montverde Academy last year, I don't think he realized how hard he was actually going to have to work to catch up with his counterparts and his peers who had been here since pre-K. They already had the tools to be successful, and he had to work really hard. But with great strides, he met all of the expectations that I set for him. And I am very proud to announce the recipient for the 8th grade English award is Max Friedrich.
Welcome. It's great to see everyone here this evening. I teach the board games enrichment, and I did not select one because it also is an enrichment that leads to higher academics. And I felt all of them did an excellent job. There was no way I could choose one or two students. They did wonderfully. It's a lot of fun. I am privileged tonight to stand here and choose not only the 6th grade English and writing students, but also 7th grade social studies and English. So, in both classes, for English 6, I would like to award Day Shaw. And as he's walking, I'll also award him, out of both 6th grades, the Writing Award. In my Social Studies 7 class, I'd like to recognize Lauren Buddendorf. As she's walking forward, I'll just say, what a magnificent group of 7th grade students. All of them are just such high achievers, as all of our students are, but it was a very difficult choice. again, that amazing group of 7th grade students, my English 7 top grade student, Kira English.
Good evening. I'm Ashley McCombs. I am the computer technology teacher for 7th and 8th grade. I have 2 young ladies who are always eager to learn and perfectionists in what they do, Olivia Young and Serenity Banala.
We actually have 2 faculty members coming up at this time. Mrs. Sarah Perez took a maternity leave first semester, and we were very, very fortunate to get Mrs. Shelley Deutsch to fill in first semester. So the awards, although on the program it says Sarah Perez, I've asked not only Sarah to come up, but Shelley Deutsch as well. Ladies.
Thank you so much. For Social Studies 6th grade, the award goes to Bailey Bates. And while Bailey is coming down, I'll announce that the Math 6 award goes to Matt Parks. For Computers 6, we had 2 awards, one going to Lauren Mankiewicz for the girls group, and one going to Day Shaw for the boys group. I'm also the middle school yearbook advisor, so I'll be giving out the awards for our yearbook. I'd also like to announce that last year's yearbook, which both of these students helped work on, was just awarded a Best of Covers in the Florida Yearbook of Yearbooks Award. So congratulations to them for their work on that. Please give a round of applause to Hunter Vallada and Stephanie Nuzzo.
If you don't remember anything else from tonight, remember, it's all about science. With Day Shaw, Spencer Springstead, Michael Megler, and Natalia Rodriguez, please come forward and stand at the base of the stairs. I can't help but comment that from what I've been reading, all of the major advances of Western civilization all of the modern conveniences have been the direct result of inventors and scientists. This year's Science 6 Award goes to Desha. The Life Science 7 Award goes to Spencer Springstead. The Physical Science 8 Award goes to Michael Megler. The much coveted Thinking Persons Award, the Chess Awards, go to Natalia Rodriguez and Michael Megler.
Along with the National Junior Honor Society, I also teach math in the middle school. So I teach Math 7, Pre-Algebra, and Algebra 1 honors. I've got a long list of awards. So Math 7 for the 6th graders goes to Jacob Lewin. Math 7 to the 7th graders goes to Daniela Boylan. The Pre-Algebra 6th grade award goes to Day Shaw. The Pre-Algebra 7th/8th graders award goes to Spencer Springstead. The Algebra 1 Honors Award goes to Kira English. I also teach the computer building enrichment where we actually build computers. And the 2 students that I selected for this award probably could build a computer today if they had to and be finished by the end of this award ceremony. So Grace Spitulski and Lawson Schumacher. The Math Facts test, we have quite a few awards for, so I'll go through them. We have Math 6. First place award goes to Matt Parks. The Math 6 second place award goes to Lujane Al-Suleiman. And the Math 6 third place award goes to Bailey Battles. Math 7 first place goes to Jacob Lewin. Math 7 second place goes to Aisha Green. And she actually was tied with our other Math 7 second place award, Om Patel. Our Pre-Algebra Math Facts Awards, first place, Day Shaw. The Pre-Algebra second place award goes to Annabella Boardman. And Pre-Algebra third place goes to Mackenzie Woodward. My Algebra 1 Honors class, the Math Facts Awards, it's pretty interesting that almost every single one of these students has already scored over 1,100 on the SAT and could probably get into most colleges in the country. So I'm pretty proud of them and what's going to happen with the pre-algebra kids next year as well. But the Algebra 1 first place award goes to Olivia Young. Algebra 1 second place goes to Katie Shore. And a tie for third place is Celine Boucher and Kira English. Olivia Young also was part of the Algebra 1 Division 2, and she got 4th place award for that as well. The Geometry Math Facts first place goes to Dorothy Feng. And second place goes to Nita Himani. The Mathematical Association of America, we have some students who competed in that contest as well. So we have first through third place. First place is Dorothy Feng. So don't go too far. Olivia Young is second place. And Kira English is third place. Kira tied with Mackenzie Nalos for third place as well. The honor roll for the American Mathematics Contest was Dorothy Feng. All of the students who participated will receive a certificate of participation. So I'll read them in a row. We have a sixth grader, Annabella Boardman, 7th grader, Kira English, 7th grader, Skylar Rosine, 7th grader, Olivia Young, 8th grader, Christina Avella, 8th grader, Emily Begovich, 8th grader, Dorothy Feng, 8th grader, Harley Ghana, 8th grader, Aaron Lafferty, and 8th grader, Mackenzie Nalos.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'd like to announce the Physical Education Award from 6th grade, Bailey Bates. And Julian Kong. From 7th grade, Abby Cook and Lawson Schumacher. And from 8th grade, Morgan Kaufman and Michael Megler. Thank you.
I'm John Story, and I teach geometry. I was not able to get up on the stage for the high school presentation because all of the awards for geometry went to 8th graders. And this was not an easy selection. My initial question was, how many awards can I give? There is a very, very strong group of math students coming up out of the 8th grade, and they are really, really an impressive group. And so my number 1 student comes out of the 8th grade, so does 2, 3, probably 4, and 5. They've all been up here today. But I had to pick one for each. So the Geometry Award goes to Harley Ghana. the geometry honors, you may have heard the name, Dorothy Fang.
Good evening. My name is Brian Trewick, and thank you. And I teach Algebra 1 mostly to upper school students, and I could repeat everything Mr. Story just said, but I have the opportunity to teach about 16 middle school students. All are outstanding. And I have the privilege tonight to announce my Algebra 1 Excellence Award to Javier Osijo.
Now, Mr. Polly, I have to argue with you for a brief moment. Where we can't deny that science has definitely made major contributions to modern society, I must argue that without the arts, our critical thinking skills, and without the use of creativity, we won't be able to take it to the next level. After all, let's remember Leonardo da Vinci and his designs of modern warfare and other inventions were discovered by him many, many years before they were brought to life. Would Christina Avello and Heather Franson please come to the stage?
Good evening. This is Yingfang Wang. I teach Chinese 1 in the middle school, and this is my pleasure to present Chinese 1 award to Mackenzie Neros.
Good evening. I have the distinct pleasure of announcing the All-A Honor Roll selection. If you would hold your applause, I have quite a list here. Addison Atkins, Andrea Alvarez, Adeline Anthony, Tanusha Atanti, Sela Austria, Christina Avello, Serenity Bonalla, Bailey Bates, Emily Begovich, Celine Boucher, Lauren Buddendorf, Natalie Carter, Ethan Crosby, Ashley English, Kira English, Harley Ghana, Catherine Givazani, Sydney Hardat, Sydney Johnson Sharp, Hannah Jones, Monica Kotka, Aaron Lafferty, Michael Megla, Madison Moy, Mackenzie Nalos, Samavitha Namula, Javier Osejo, Maya Rafai, Myrangela Rodriguez, Natalia Rodriguez, Skylar Rosine, Madeline Salinas, Caitlin Shore, Day Shaw, Jennifer Teasley, Taylor Teasley, Ryder Valakat, and last but not least, Olivia Young. Good job.
And we're here already? Mathematics, A, honor roll, B, honor roll, okay. Want to do the first half? Okay. We have the honor of to call out the AB honor roll recipients. Allison Adawi, Lujane O'Sullivan, Ramses Arabid, Reeds Arabic, Ridwick Atanti, Jasmine Fadir, Paris Bastian, Bailey Battles, Annabella Borman, Daniela Boylan, Emily Candish, Mitchell Case, Justin Chang, Justin Cintron, Abby Cook, Emma Kreider, Chase DeJarnette, Alex Donnelly, Tanner Dotson, Eric Emmacart, Dorothy Fang, Heather Franson, Max Friedrich, Mills Glass, Aisha Green.
Nita Hamani, Hunter Hopman, Kamani Johnson, Morgan Kaufman, Jenna Kim, Julian Kong, Jacob Lewin, Lauren Mankiewicz, Joshua Maurer, Vanessa Mills, Izzy Moy, Olivia Malone, Anderson Naranjo, Fernando Osejo, Matt Parks, Mit Patel, Om Patel, Chloe Peoples, RJ Rogers, Alejandra Ruiz, Ria Ruparelia, Harshita, Courtney Scott, Kayla Scott, Brandon Sells, Amber Sinopoli, Spencer Springstead, Anna Tatro, Will Thomas, Jamie Thompson, Hunter Villada, TJ Williams, and Mackenzie Woodward.
Mrs. Johnson and I are pleased to announce the awards for the Excellent Citizenship, starting with our 6th grade recipients. Lujane Al-Sulman, Adeline Anthony, Bailey Bates, Bailey Battles, Annabella Boardman, Emily Candlish, Emma Kreider, Hunter Hopman, Hannah Jones, Julian Kong, Lauren Mankiewicz, Madison Moy, Samanvitha Namula, Courtney Scott, Brandon Sells, Day Shaw, Amber Sinopoli, Savannah Thomas. Those are our 6th grade award winners.
Continuing with our 7th graders, Addison Atkins, Reeves Zarabit, Thanusha Atanti, Serenity Banala, Celine Boucher, Daniela Boylan, Lauren Budendorf, Natalie Carter, Justin Cintron, Abby Cook, Jordan Cook, Chase DeJarnette, Ashley English, Kira English, Catherine Givazani, Aisha Green, Sydney Hardat, Sydney Johnson Sharp, Monica Kodka, Abigail Leahy, Joshua Maurer, Mit Patel, Myrangela Rodriguez, Skylar Rosine, Ria Ruparelia, sorry, Ria, Madeline Salinas, Caitlin Shore, Spencer Springstead, Taylor Teasley, Jennifer Teasley, Crystal Thompson, Jamie Thompson, Hunter Vallada, and Olivia Young, our 7th graders.
Continuing with our 8th grade winners. Diego Alande, Andrea Alvarez, Christina Avello, Paris Mora Bastian, Emily Begovich, Alexandra Donnelly, Max Friedrich, Harley Ghana, Nita Hamani, Morgan Kaufman, Ji-Yoon Kim, Aaron Lafferty, Michael Megler, Serena Maurizio, Mackenzie Nalos, Anderson Naranjo, Mary Narad, Fernando Ojejo, Javier Ojejo, Maya Rafai, Cooper Rosario, Alejandro Ruiz, Harshita Sengura, sorry Harshita, I apologize, Savannah Swinson, and Jorge Villar. Those are our 8th grade winners.
I have the honor of recognizing those students who had perfect attendance for the 2012-2013 school year. In alphabetical order, Christina Avello, Justin Chang, Eric Emilcar, Dorothy Fang, Monica Kotka, Jenna Kim, Min Kim, and Crystal Thompson. Thank you.
Hello, folks. I've only been here about once or twice. Have any of you seen me before? Very good. My name is Ron Toops. I represent the Lake Sumter chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution. Our members are individuals who, by doing our genealogy work on our ancestors back usually 8 or 10 generations, prove that in some way we served in a Revolutionary War. Or not me, myself, but my ancestor. And my particular ancestor, I have 11 now that I've been able to prove, and they've done things like being a warrior, of course, or maybe they provided food or beef or, in some cases, whiskey to the troops. And I think they like that, by the way. We come every year to give a Good Citizenship Award. I've been doing it for a number of years. I've lost track, probably 6 to 8 years I've been here. So probably some of you were in your first year of lower school. I'd like tonight to honor an individual for clearly exhibiting the qualities of dependability, leadership, patriotism, and upright character in speech and habits, all of which are characteristics of traits that help build the United States of America and exemplify the ideals of our founding fathers. I do want to also give the individual a copy of our Constitution, which I believe our founding fathers, our Bill of Rights, the Constitution, make us the best country in the world. What do you think? I'd like to honor Alejandro Ruiz. Alexander.
Good evening. I had the pleasure of sponsoring the student government this year. And here's SGA at a glance. They lead our student body, problem solving, able to hear students' concerns. They assisted with poverty in our extended community by packing food for students in neighboring public schools. They planned student events, school events. They met weekly throughout the year. The officers and the representatives learn to use their voice. They learn to lead as well as follow. I'm very appreciative of their commitment and leadership this school year and wish you well in future endeavors. I would like to call up the, the 6th grade representatives. I'm sorry. I'd like to call up the president of the SGA, Mackenzie Nalos. Our secretary, Alex Donnelly. Our treasurer, Olivia Young. I'm going to start with our 6th grade representatives, Adeline Anthony, Bailey Bates, and Hunter Hopman. Our 7th grade reps, Natalie Carter, Mills Glass, and Hunter Velada. Our 8th grade reps, Paris Bastion, Maya Rafai, and Zach Shin.
Sarah Peretz is here. I would like Alex Prosco to come on stage and Eric Pauley as well. The overall all-around student per grade level in grades 6, 7, and 8 is presented to the student who exemplifies what the 3 pillars of Montverde Academy are all about: knowledge, character, and community. This student is a person who academically performs at a high level of proficiency. This student is recognized by his peers and the faculty as being a student who is an excellent citizen. And this student is someone who is involved in the school community activities beyond our dismissal time. I am going to have Mrs. Sarah Peretz announce the winner for the all-around 6th grade. Mr. Prosco will announce the winner for the all-around 7th grade, and Mr. Pauly will announce the all-around winner for the 8th grade. Mrs. Peretz.
The all-around best 6th grader is Bailey Bates.
The all-around 7th grader is Spencer Springstead.
This year's all-around 8th grader is Harley Garner.
The Dean's Award is presented to the one student within the middle school community who best exemplifies the highest excellence in the areas of knowledge, character, and community. This student is the overall all-around student for the entire middle school community. The Dean's Award this year goes to Miss Katie Shore. Thank you, Mrs. Perret. Thank you, students. The Teacher of the Year Award is voted on by faculty members within the individual divisions. In order to be eligible, teachers must not have received this recognition over the last 3 years, and the teacher must teach at least 4 sections within the division. The Teacher of the Year Award goes to the teacher who practices the highest standards of professionalism in their classroom, someone who has placed great energy into their teaching and has used multiple resources to teach. They respond effectively to student inquiries, and they uphold the highest standard in the delivery of their teaching methods. And most importantly of all, they inspire their students in the learning process and make it exciting. This year, the Teacher of the Year at the middle school division goes to Mr. Alex Prosco. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you one of our 8th graders, the president of SGA, who will deliver a message to her peers, the graduating 8th grade class, Miss Mackenzie Nalos.
Hello everyone, most of you know me, but for those of you that don't, I'm Mackenzie Nalos, and I'm just finishing up my 8th grade year. I have been asked to give a message this year to the 8th grade students. I want to take this time to reflect on all of my years in middle school with the best people I've ever known, my fellow 8th graders. Everyone will tell you that middle school is some of the hardest years of your life, and there's only one thing that got me through my years, my friends. Without my friends, I wouldn't have gotten through all of the drama and gotten through all of the hard times. Every single one of us has been there for each other, and every single one of us has been there, had each other's backs over the years. And I believe someone like this is more than just a friend, they're your family. So tonight, I'm going to reflect on how we made it to the end as a family. But first, I want to thank Mr. Dell, Ms. Campbell, and all of my teachers for helping me get to where I am today. It all started in August of 2010. It was our very first day of middle school, the very first day in which a crazy adventure began. On that first day, we experienced having our own lockers, having new teachers, and having more freedoms. Within a few short weeks later, it was time for the annual middle school retreat, a time for team building and a time to become closer to one another. Of course, it'd be impossible to forget the disgusting cabins that we had to stay and shower in. It still gives me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. In the beginning of 6th grade, I remember running through the halls and dashing up the stairs in order to make it to our next class on time, as if we couldn't ascend a stairway and walk down a hallway in 5 minutes. We became closer that year, and by the end of 6th grade, we were one step closer to becoming a family. Before we knew it, we were already starting 7th grade. We were all overjoyed to finally not be at the bottom anymore. I mean, nobody really likes being at the bottom, but nobody really likes being stuck in the middle either. So what I thought would be an amazing year wasn't much different than 6th grade. Our 7th grade retreat was at Camp Weewa, a much cleaner and larger camp than the one we ventured to the year before. However, who could forget the absolutely disgusting food at this camp? I mean, even the water was gross. Remember when night fell and the girls in our cabin ran as fast as we could to the boys' cabin, which was at least a quarter mile away? Upon arrival, we hit the walls of their cabin as hard as we could in order to completely terrify them. We then ran away as fast as we could so we wouldn't get caught. The 7th grade retreat was definitely something that I know none of us will ever forget. Of course, throughout the year, many other memorable things happened. Remember Mr. Olson who subbed for Mrs. Johnson one day? He took the rolling chair and walked down the classroom at an alarming speed of 1 foot per minute. But we won't judge him. He was trying to get his daily exercise. 7th grade was also the year when Minor Boy sung his first song for us, Minor Boy's Swaggin'. Within the blink of an eye, our days in 7th grade were over, and 8th grade was fast approaching. Fast forward. It was the first grade. It was hard for all of us to believe that the next time we had a first day of school, we'd be in high school. Our retreat was only a day trip, but it was still fun. The 8th graders and I created a very competitive game called 8-Wall. Who could forget it? Do you guys remember the ropes obstacle called the Flying Monkey? They literally hoisted us up a good 35 feet and released the rope, which made us plummet 20 feet down until we were just above the ground. I think I can say that was the most terrifying experience of all of our lives. I know the 8th grade retreat was some of the best times that we've ever had with each other. Within a few short months, it was time for the annual 8th grade Washington, D.C. trip. I remember on our very first day when we were at the archives, and we were all charging our phones at the gift shop. Suddenly, a security guard ran up and threatened to steal our phone, or take our phones because we were stealing government electricity. Does anyone remember when we were on the bus and Mr. Foley stood up and fell? And yeah, sorry, but I had to say that. Oh, and I want to tell Meyer Fry right now that it was all Static's fault. Inside joke, sorry. On the second day of our trip, we went to Mount Vernon, George Washington's home. Keep in mind, Mount Vernon is completely outdoors, and they had us waiting half an hour to get inside his house. The weather report on my phone said it felt like a toasty 12 degrees outside. I swear it took me half an hour to regain feeling in my fingers and toes. That day was just too cold. Remember that random guy at the Hard Rock Cafe that started dancing amazingly to Thriller? And then one night we went ice skating at like 9 p.m. And although it was freezing, it was still very fun, and in my opinion, was the highlight of the trip. And on the final night in Washington, D.C., we ate donuts that our bus driver, Krispy Kreme Kenny, bought us, and played Truth or Dare in the lobby until who knows what time. Washington, D.C. was one of the best experiences of my life. A few weeks ago, we had our very last middle school dance. We had an awesome DJ, Minor Boy Swaggin', and an amazing photo booth, which, of course, broke down half an hour after the dance started. Throughout the entire dance, I just couldn't grasp the idea that our days in the middle school were almost over, and that would be our very last middle school dance. Last Friday, the 8th graders and I went to Grad Venture. Remember, we danced at random party zones, went on awesome rides, and met some interesting people. I'd never wanted that night to end. It's still really hard to realize that we'll be leaving the middle school in just 1 week. As I was writing this speech at home, I was literally crying, for the best experience of our life is coming to an end. Don't get me wrong, I'm psyched for high school, but the idea of leaving this all behind is mind-boggling. Many of us are going to grow apart, and our memories are going to fade. But one thing is certain, we'll always be family, no matter what happens. So as we graduate later tonight, reflect on all of our memories, all the good times and even the bad, for it's the bad times that have shaped us into who we are today. Within a few months, we will be beginning a completely new journey. There will be new people, new teachers, and a new environment. While everything in a few months will be changing quickly, one thing will stay constant: family. And we are a family. As Tim McGraw said, we all take different paths in life, but no matter where we go, we take a little bit of each other everywhere. I know that we're not all going to be close during high school, but I hope we never forget the great times we had, the amazing memories, and most of all, each other. Somehow, some way, we made it through these 3 years. It seems like just yesterday we were starting the 6th grade. I would have never believed we would have gotten to where we are today. It's weird to imagine life without you guys in middle school. I mean, we grew up with each other here. As the journey we're currently on concludes, a new one will begin. As this chapter in our lives ends, a new one will be written. And as we leave the middle school, we'll walk out knowing that although great times are behind us, even better times are coming in the future. The next 4 years will be our time to shine, to show them that we're not perfect and we never will be. But we won't let that stop us. We won't let them tell us that we can't, because with family, we can overcome anything. Thanks for being the best family one could ever ask for. Class of 2017. We're almost there, guys.
International Big Mega Radio Smasher.
I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. And I swear this is true, and I owe it all to you.
Oh, I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. And I swear this is true, and I owe it all to you.
Dirty bit.
Job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year.
the time, people. And if you don't slow down and realize what you're doing, you might lose everything. 'Cause time goes by, and it goes on, and it don't stop. I said time goes by, and it goes on, and it don't stop.
Nobody's gonna love you if you can't display a way to capture this. Nobody's gonna hold your hand and guide you through. No, it's up for you to understand. Nobody's gonna feel your pain when all is done and it's time for you to walk away. So when you have today, you should say all that you have to say.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's the night. Let's live it up. I got my money. Let's spin it up. Go out and smash it. Like, oh my God. Jump out that sofa. Let's get tonight. We are young.
So let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Tonight, we are young. So let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Now I know that I'm not all that you got. I guess that I just thought maybe we could find new ways to fall apart. But our friends are back, so let's raise a cup. 'Cause I found someone to carry me home. Tonight, we are young. So let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Tonight, we are young. So let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Before we promote our 8th grade class, I would like to thank some people who were responsible for putting together the program. This is Sarah Peretz, slideshow presentation. Thank you. Our headmasters, administrative assistant, Mrs. Tony Speck, she was the one that put all these pieces in the little envelopes, in the little containers. Mrs. Soares and I came over this afternoon and put it out on the tables. So I would like to thank Tony Speck and Mary Soares. I've been at the Academy for 22 years, and I always consider myself the luckiest guy in education. I've worked at the upper school for over a decade. I had an opportunity to work at the lower school for a number of years, starting that program and getting it off the ground. And then the headmaster asked me to work at the middle school, that's where I started my professional career. It is certainly an interesting division and a very important division. We take students from the lower school that are actually youngsters. They're excited coming over to the middle school as rising 6th graders, as some of these students were just 3 years ago. And somehow, some way, these people here afford their magic can turn youngsters into young adults. And I am blessed to see this metamorphosis transpire right before my eyes over a short 3-year period. Now, for you parents, you may have thought it was a lot longer than 3 years, or for us, it went by very quickly. I would like to thank you parents who have a lot of confidence and trust in us in what we do here at Montverde Academy. Without your support, what we do here would not happen. So thank you, parents. I would like to call on 3 faculty members who worked very closely with our 8th grade class this year. I would like to call on Kyle Clapper. I would like to call on Mindy Hoffman. I would like to call on Eric Pauley. Those three to come forward to the podium. They are going to read the names as we promote our 8th graders. Okay, Mr. Clapper, rows 1 and 2, if you could please stand, please.
As the 8th graders are walking up, I would like to take this opportunity to thank them. As being my last year working with the 8th graders, it was my absolute pleasure to teach these very, very special young men and women. Our first 8th grader, Moath Abudakrith. I knew I'd screw that up. Allison Adawi. Diego Alandine. Okay. Andrea Alvarez. Ramses Arabit. Christina Avello. Jasmine Bard. Paris Bastian. Emily Begovich. Jack Byro. Cash Mitchell Case. Ian Diaz. Alex Donley. Tanner Dotson. Dorothy Feng. Heather Franson. Max Friedrich. Jordy Gabaro.
Harley Ghana. Nita Hamani. Morgan Kaufman. Jiyun Jenna Kim. Aaron Lafferty. Ian Lewis. Juliet Lockheed. Brian McDonnell. Michael Megler. Ishmael Mohammed. Ashley Morgan. Serena Mauricio. Caitlin Myers. Mackenzie Nalos. Anderson Naranjo. Ezra Nadolo. Liam Neff. Mary Nirad.
Rows 3 and 4, you may be seated. Rows 5 and 6, please stand. The troops for us.
Anusha Narani. Stephanie Nuzzo. Fernando Ojejo. Javier Ojejo. Chloe Peoples. Maya Rafai. Natalia Rodriguez. Ronald Rogers. Cooper Rosario. Alejandro Ruiz. Harashida Sangaruju. Zachary Shin. Savannah Swenson. Ryan Swoboda. William Thomas. Jorge Villa. Wiki Wong.
Thank you, faculty members. Appreciate it. Rows 5 and 6, you may be seated. The one message that I will leave with you, 8th graders, is the quote that I gave you today. Give to the world your best, and the best will come back to you. If you can do that on a daily basis, if you can do that on a regular basis, it will work. Give to the world your best. We are going to go over to the dining hall for cake and refreshments. Please wait for our 8th graders. Take sit, and then we will follow. 8th graders,